Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up, everybody? Big Herc Prison Talk. Back to the old school format that you guys love. You know, we tried doing something different with the podcast, but apparently you guys favor this old school method. So I went back to the old school Prison Talk method, and I hope you guys sit down and enjoy it and subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe and keep it pushing. Make sure you check out the website, www.freshshotseries.com, and subscribe. Leave your comments on the videos. We appreciate all your feedback. Had a question from a CO. Big Herc and Anthony. First off, I would like to give you both props for what you are both doing. I respect the fact that you are using your incarceration experiences to promote positivity in society. I'm a CO and an MDC and have been for a few years, and I would like your input on the effectiveness on how I run my housing units. First off, I don't go looking for shit when it comes to inmates. When I first get on a unit, I try to find the shot caller or the unit, or I grab the head orderly who probably knows the shot caller and let them know what I'm about. That I'm not looking for shit and that I won't bother you if you don't bother me. If you do something in front of me that you know you're not supposed to, and it's one of my pet peeves, I will correct you. And if I have to correct you again, or you blatantly disrespect me, I'm gonna be in your cell, and all that shit you're not supposed to have is gonna go in the trash, and you're going to get a shot, or both. If you shout out some shit like "fuck you, CO" from your cell after lock-in, and I don't know it's you, the TVs are going off, and I'm not gonna take anyone's mail out of the cell door slots to send it out, which is a courtesy, something I don't have to do. And I will let the whole unit know to thank whoever was talking smack. But if I have no problem and no one messes with me or makes me look bad, I legit don't care what you do as long as you're not killing someone or yourself. I won't bother you. I'll even go out of my way to help with issues that inmates have and go the extra mile to make phone calls to different departments, which many COs don't do. Do you think this is an effective way to run a housing unit? So far, this method has been working for me, and I rarely have problems except for the occasional knucklehead that just doesn't get it. Any tips on how to deal with the knuckleheads? The staff that act like RoboCops and who are constantly up the inmates' asses usually have issues, and sometimes they get assaulted, while I rarely have issues and no inmates has tried to lay hands on me. And I'm fit, but I'm not a big guy at all. Anyways, I would appreciate some feedback, and again, props to you guys. I look forward to listening. Hey man, the way you run in your housing unit is probably the best I've heard as far as how it should be ran. And I knew some COs that ran their units the same way you did. And basically the inmates police themselves. As long as you, like you said, you are not doing anything to front you off, to actually, put you on Front Street, then, there's really no need to be going up in inmate cells, shaking down the cells, fucking with the inmates, shit like that. But yeah, the way you're handling it, man, is the way to do it because, like you say, you got those RoboCops, and when they acting like assholes like that, a lot of time inmates, man, they want to do something to them. Put shit on the door handle or throw a shit bomb at them, or just do stuff that's gonna be causing problems. And the bottom line is, you do have people who are knuckleheads in there, and dealing with those people, you got to deal with them accordingly. I really don't know how to address somebody who's that hard-headed, but you have a lot of guys who are just trying to program. They're there to get the fuck out. Maybe they're passing through and they're not really institutionalized individuals, but keep doing what you're doing, man. These guys need something that's not so barbaric if you're looking to try to do any type of rehabilitation. the more you suppress and oppress an individual and make an experience, less humanistic, the more animalistic an individual becomes. So keep doing what you're doing. The knuckleheads, man, I would pull them to the side and be like, what's happening, man? Are you dealing with some issues at home? Are you stressing because you got a lot of time? What is it, man? You trying to fight? Are you mad because you up in here? I didn't put you up in here. You got yourself up in here. Pull them to the side and say, what's happening, man? I see you're OG and shit, but you around here rah-rahing for what reason? I ain't got no beef with you. I'm not the one who told or got you caught up, so why you mad at me, And just see what he says. Pull him to the side when nobody's around and just have a one-on-one. A lot of times, these guys have never had somebody actually talk to them, so therefore, they act like that because the chip on their shoulder. But, pull them to the side, have a conversation, and see if that doesn't solve the problem and maybe open up some doors for communication. And a lot of times, you'd be surprised, these knuckleheads will soften right up, man, because underneath all that tough skin is a human being like everybody else. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Shout out to you and COs who aren't, oppressing motherfuckers, and, keep supporting your family, man, and being positive.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.